Looks like we're good to go.
You know what, this card is full, it's telling me. Let me see if I have another one.
Okay, take your time. We can wait a second.
I do.
Look at that, always prepared.
Well, listen,
You made a good Boy Scout.
I was just gonna say, were you a Boy Scout?
That's a
I
Girl
think Girl
Scout.
Scouts are always prepared.
I was a Girl Scout.
Probably more prepared.
well, I would agree with you.
But it would help if I can get it open.
Take your time. Notice I'm not rushing over to help her because I'm not the least bit mechanical. I
Can I ask
would.
you want me to grab scissors?
Here,
I can take it
Do
over.
we have a?
yeah, if you,
I'll just grab
unless
it.
you can, look, that thing's like in there.
You know what I would do is I would use my teeth.
Be careful.
I know, that's what I would have done.
Anyone who might be watching right now, we're getting ready to upgrade or update the tape recording that we use. Although it's not a tape recorder, is it? It's some newer device. But we have to replace a part, so if you'll bear with us, we'll, here we go.
Oh, my heavens.
I know. Glad I wasn't the only one,
And
thank
we couldn't
you.
get the package up. I don't know why is everything so difficult to open?
know, right?
You think with production costs, they make things cheaper?
We're good to
Packaging.
go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience and good morning to everybody who's with us live and in person and anybody that might be viewing. I will call to order the regular meeting of the Lawrence County Board of Commissioners, today being Tuesday, March 14, 2023. A couple of housekeeping items. We are recording the meeting and also it's being broadcast live on YouTube, I believe. And we would ask if anybody in the audience has any type of electronic communication device, cell phone or whatever, if you could please silence it. We'd appreciate that courtesy. Also, during the course of our meeting, we will have two opportunities for public comment, one at the beginning and one at the conclusion of the meeting. And we would simply ask that your comments be related to county government matters. And if you could try to limit your time to about 5 minutes, we'd also appreciate that courtesy as well. You'll notice that right now, my colleague, Commissioner Spielvogel, and I are here in our capacities as commissioners. And Mr. Vanasco, our county administrator, is here. I'd remind everybody that Commissioner Boyd concluded his term last Friday, and to the best of our knowledge, he's in Harrisburg as we speak with his new position. And we're waiting to see what transpires as far as the court having notified us that they have appointed former Commissioner Brian Burek, and I'm sure at some point he'll be joining us. So we're looking forward to that. Well, we always start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, and then if you'd remain standing for a brief moment of silence, we'd appreciate that. And Loretta, could you lead us in the pledge?
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. If you'd please remain standing, we'll have a brief moment of silence. Thank you. Vanessa, would you be kind enough to call the roll, please?
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Here,
Commissioner Vogler?
Here. Takes two to make a quorum, and
I thought you were gonna say to tango.
it does that as well. So they say. It's
Yes.
been a long time since I've done the tango. In fact, I don't think I've ever done the tango.
I don't think I've ever
I've done the twist, but not the
done
tango.
the tango.
So we do have a quorum. We've gone over the explanation of the procedures to the audience. The next agenda item would be row officer reports and comments. We have no row officers present today. We move on to public comment, and I'll open it for public comment, and then I'll introduce, we have a couple special guests with us today, but before we have them stand up, I'll see if there are any public comments, and it doesn't look as though there are. So we're very honored today to have Cassidy Baker from the Penn State Extension Office. She, among other responsibilities, focuses on the 4-H program here in Lawrence County. It's a very worthwhile and successful and productive program for our young people. And I'm going to let her introduce the young gentleman she has with her, Colby Carry-On. Did I get it right, Colby?
Yes.
Okay. And Colby holds a position of extreme importance in the 4-H organization, but I'm going to let the two of them fill us in on that. So you're welcome, so the microphone could pick you up. You're welcome to come up here and have a seat. You don't have to stand, but if you wouldn't mind sitting here, that way the microphone will pick everything up. So please, if you would. Just make yourselves comfortable, and Cassidy, whenever you're ready, you can introduce Colby.
I'll probably sit just so the microphone will pick us up. So, thank you so much for having us this morning. This morning I have the distinct honor to be sitting beside a 4-H'er who's been with our county program for quite some time. So this is Colby Carry-On. He's a member of the Lawrence County 4-H Baby Youth Club for quite a few years. And I don't want to take away from his story because I'm going to let him speak to it to himself. But Colby this year has been inducted onto the Pennsylvania 4-H State Council as of February. And so he has the distinct honor of being part of an elite group of Pennsylvania 4-H members who go across the state, even nationally representing the Pennsylvania 4-H State program. So here in Lawrence County, we are very proud to have him representing us. But I'm going to let Colby speak a little bit to his story and talk about his 4-H experience here in Lawrence County and what he's going to do on the state level.
Thank you, Cassidy.
Okay, I don't know if I can be Cassie on that one. So yeah, I really joined 4-H when I was around 8 years old. Had stuck with it my whole year. Done a lot of camps. Thanks to the county, they 75% of our bill, which is normally like I don't know what they are now, but we get a really reduced cost, which makes it easier for our county to go to camps, have fun, learn a lot of leadership stuff and all kinds of fun stuff. And kind of stuck with it. And Cassie mentioned join state council. I was like, yeah, let's try this. And here I am right now.
What position do you hold in the state council?
I am the president.
You're the top man.
Yep.
In the whole state.
State.
That's a wonderful
Fantastic.
achievement. I'm sure
Yes.
your family is proud of you. I'm sure your friends are proud of you.
We are proud of you.
Yep, absolutely.
That is wonderful.
Is it a 1-year term as president?
Yes.
Okay,
It's 1 year term, February to February.
that's fantastic.
So it's very relatively new position Colby's been inducted on. This week represents actual Pennsylvania 4-H week. So it's very timely. We have our benefit auction on Saturday that Colby mentioned, which we're able to pay a lot of the scholarships to send our members to these leadership opportunities that help develop Colby's skills. So we're excited to support him this year, at the county level, and he's going to make us proud.
I'm glad to be from Lawrence County. So.
No, that's fantastic.
Wonderful.
Commissioner Spielvogel.
Excellent. I just say on myself and I'm sure everybody else in Lawrence County that we are very proud of you and know you will do well with your many years of your 4-H experience. Now, on a more personal note, so you are part of the beef cattle
Yes.
group?
Yes.
A little bit more about that. So you actually, I'm a city girl at heart, okay, but live in Hickory Township all these years. We've participated as audience members with 4-H and different things, the farm show, just watching a lot of different things. So it's all new to me. So you raise a beef cow every year, and then it gets auctioned off. And it's first, second, or third place, and you've done that how many years?
Around 10 to 11. I think this is my 11th year now.
Wow, fantastic.
You're 18, is that
Yes.
right?
Okay,
Wow.
that answers my next question. So you're a senior?
Yes.
That's this year. Okay. Future plans for yourself?
Probably the workforce, but I'm not totally against the idea of college, but I don't know what I would go for yet.
Well, then don't go. There you go. Prime example of that's great. You're going into the workforce. We at the county level go into my spiel with, we are hurting for, skilled tradespeople in all of the different fields. A 2-year at the School of Trades, directly into the workforce, deciding what you want to do. We have the different trade unions that you could become part of. I think that you will be a great asset to our workforce if that's something that you choose to go into. Thank you for saying that. Absolutely. Good.
Take it one step just slightly beyond what Commissioner Spillvogel just said. You know, what you're doing now with 4-H, you put that on a resume,
Yes.
that's gonna put you head and
At the
shoulders
top.
above other applicants.
Yes.
That leadership role that you're now undertaking, that's gonna pay dividends for you.
Yes, it will.
So, well, please accept our congratulations. It is-
Congratulations.
And I apologize, is it 4-H week or 4-H month?
Well, this week is Pennsylvania 4-H week, and then in the fall they do a national 4-H week.
I got you. Of course, you could have said every month is 4-H. Well,
It is.
we wish you both all the
Yes.
well. We wish, obviously, you've certainly done so well in your career, and we wish, Colby, we wish you nothing but continued success in your career as well. So we thank you both for being here. As we mentioned earlier, you're welcome to stay, but if you have to move along, we certainly understand. But please accept our congratulations.
Yes, most definitely. Thank you. Thank you.
So good to have met you. All the best. All the best to you. Take care. Safe travels.
Yes.
Thanks,
Good to
Cassidy.
see you.
See you soon.
Ready to get your excuse.
Thanks again.
Okay.
You bet. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
That is so good to hear, someone say they're not sure, because we drill it into their heads, college,
Right.
and that's part of our workforce issue, is that mindset is there, and I can go into, with school to work with me, with the workforce development,
Yeah.
that we need people on the ground right now, and the opportunities are endless, so that's good. Glad to hear that.
Fine young man.
Yes.
You can tell he's gonna go places.
Yes,
Because he already has.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we move along to fiscal and contractual, and we have received 2 resolutions from the city of Newcastle relative to repository property bids, both of which have been approved by the Newcastle City Council. Vanessa, the first resolution, what number will that be?
89.
89, we'll start with number 89. This is, the bidder is Urban Commonwealth CDC. They made a $500 bid on a piece of property located on West Lee Avenue. And as I mentioned, the Newcastle City Council did give their acceptance to this, and the appropriate documents are included. Loretta, do you mind if we take them both? I can move on to the next one?
Absolutely, let's
Okay,
do
thank
that.
you. And then number 90, again, is also from the city of Newcastle. Again, Urban Commonwealth CDC submitted a $500 bid for a piece of property on North Lee Avenue. And as noted before, the city of Newcastle, the council, did give their approval to accept this bid. And what we would be doing today is similar action to accept the bids, which would allow the purchaser to move forward. So we're looking at resolutions 89 and 90. Could I have a motion for approval of both?
So moved.
Thank you, Loretta, and I will second, and I'll see if you have any comments.
No comments.
Thank you. We'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thanks, Vanessa. We normally, and this week is no exception, we get warrant registers from the controller's office. These are listings of the various bills that have been paid and checks that have been cut, and they are itemized for us. We have the responsibility of reviewing them and then accepting them. They are dated March 7, 8, and 9. And Loretta, I'll give you all the time you need to look them over. Please take your time.
I will move that we pay the bills.
And thank you, and I'll offer the second. Any further comments? We'll ask for a roll call, please.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And thank goodness Mr. Vanasco is sitting right next to me because he pointed out that I overlooked agenda item 2B. And 2B or not
To be. I knew it was
You
coming.
saw that coming. I'm sorry.
I knew.
This lists the advertisement for bids or proposals for the CDBG Elwood City Street Improvement Project. Amy, did we talk about this last week?
Yeah, we passed a resolution last week to allow for it to be advertised, so.
So that right now, we're waiting for acceptance of bids.
Yeah, it's out for bid, we'll have a pre-bid meeting. I don't know the dates for off the top of my head when they're due, but the process has started, and that started last week once you
Okay.
approved that.
Thank
April 10th. I looked at it this morning.
Oh, thanks.
April 10th.
April 10th, okay, so that's why we've continued to have this. And for those watching, the person to whom I was just speaking is Amy McKinney, our Director of the Planning and Community Development Office. So thank you for clarifying that. Joe, thanks for coming to my rescue. No action is needed at this time. In our packet are the minutes of last week's Commissioners meeting, March 7. I do want to call attention, I think there's at least one misspelled name, and that's of Brandon Rischel. I think we take the C out of that. Would that be right? Rishel. And I'm not sure if Vanessa Lovely's name is maybe misspelled.
It is. I'll fix it.
Okay, so with that, those are the two minor corrections that we would need to make, but Loretta, whatever time you need to look them over.
No, I'll move that we approve the minutes.
Okay, thank you. And I'll second with, again, the corrections that we listed. All in favor, assuming there's no other discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. That motion carries. The minutes are approved. We have two documents that have come in the mail in the last week, notifications to us. The first is from a company known as LSSE. They are civil engineers and surveyors out of Coraopolis, Pennsylvania. The subject matter is a sewage treatment plant upgrade in Taylor Township, and this is Act 14 notification. The first paragraph, and I'll just read it only, states that Taylor Township owns and operates the sewage treatment plant located in the township, and Taylor Township is in the design phase for the rehabilitation of the sewage treatment plant. As part of the project, Taylor Township will be applying for various environmental permits for the project, and it goes on to list them. National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, Part 1, Permit Amendment, Water Quality Management Permit, and Water Obstruction and Encroachment Permit. So, as Commissioner Boyd used to note, these letters are for our information. We'll keep them on file, but does not require any action on our part other than to accept them. And the signature is Emily Palmer, professional engineer. And we'll note that the township secretary in Taylor Township has been copied. The second piece of correspondence comes from the Malott Company out of Warfordsburg, Pennsylvania. The subject matter is the Americole Welsh Quarry in Wayne Township. And it notes that Malott Company is providing Lawrence County with notification that Americole Aggregates is requesting approval from the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection for a GP11 general operating permit for the portable facility located at the quarry site at 1508 Jockey Moore Road in Wayne Township, Pennsylvania. This is signed by Sharon Elbin, the environmental manager. And sorry to do this to you, but I've got a piece of trivia for you. Jockey Moore Road, I was always curious as to the naming of that road. If you want to know where it is, it's on right off of Route 288, which is the Elwood Wampum Road. From what I have learned, and I think Everett Blakeney helped me out with this, there was a man named Jockey Moore. It's named after a man. And I don't know if Jockey was a nickname.
Right.
Everett seemed to think that maybe he raised horses on a farm on that road. Maybe that's why they called him Jockey. But I never knew that until maybe just a year or so ago. The Jockey Moore Road is named after a man who lived on that road. And his name was Jockey Moore. So, Amy, you'll sleep better tonight, don't you?
I will.
So we have these two letters that have been submitted to us for us to accept. Loretta, any thoughts or concerns?
No.
are you willing to make a motion
I
to
sure will.
accept?
I will do
Okay,
that,
thank you
yes.
so much, and I'll second. All in favor of accepting, please say aye.
Aye.
And any opposing votes, of which there are none, that motion carries. Thank you. We move on to commissioner reports and comments. I'll be brief. We're continuing through this transition process right now. As we noted, Commissioner Boyd finished up last Friday, and we suspect he's setting the world on fire in Harrisburg,
Yes.
probably as we speak. We hope he is. And it was reported late yesterday that our 4 judges have taken official action to appoint former County Commissioner Brian Burek to replace Commissioner Boyd. So we look forward to the point in time, and hopefully it'll be at our next meeting, which is in 2 weeks, but hopefully Mr. Burek will be able to join us at that point. So we congratulate him. With that, I will turn the meeting over to Loretta.
I will just ditto those remarks and look forward to working with them. Yes.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Loretta. We move on to some of our resolutions today. The first, which I believe would be number 91. This is a follow-up, and it's more of a technical paperwork action, if you will, to follow up on the action that we had taken a week ago, whereby we had earmarked from our American Rescue Plan dollars $900,000 to Neshannock Township. It's noted in this resolution is for infrastructure, which more specifically is for the expansion of sanitary sewers in some of the residential areas in Neshannock that have experienced a fairly high number of septic challenges, we'll put it that way. And this more or less keeps an appropriate paper trail in place.
Yes.
Am I overlooking anything about this one? Loretta, do you have any comments about it? Okay, this would be 91. As I mentioned, this would officially note that the allocation of $900,000 from the American Rescue Plan Fund is earmarked for the Township of Neshannock. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
I will second. Any other comments? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Vanessa. 92 is similar in terms of its wording. This one is applicable to the, again, American Rescue Plan dollars that the Board of Commissioners have allocated ultimately to Shenango Township's
Yes.
Economic Development Corporation. But the means by which those dollars will get there is they will start at Forward Lawrence, which is also known as the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce, Regional Chamber of Commerce / Economic Development Corporation.
Right.
Dollars will go to them first, and then they will be forwarded on to Shenango Township. And this is for the project that has been identified at Lawrence Village Plaza, which is a public-private partnership. One of the main focuses is, one of many focuses is the enhancement of possibly a public thoroughfare, public street from State Route 65 to the back of the plaza, which will access not only the park, but potentially, ultimately, I think they set up off Pittsburgh, Old Pittsburgh Road.
Mhm.
So let me stop and see if you have comments.
No, just again to commend the supervisors, legal counsel, the owner of the plaza, the business people that are involved. It is an excellent proposal project that now that it's been in the newspaper and different entities have been identified, it will certainly enhance that entire area. It will bring growth to that area as well as to the county. So I know for myself, I'm very excited. I've always been excited about the progress of it, that it's being made with it. From the beginning of hearing about the project, it was very well done, very well put together. And the supervisors just being very tenacious on wanting to get it done. So I applaud them for doing that and just wait patiently for things to start happening. Yes.
I concur. Thank you. Again, Amy, you don't have any concerns about how this is put together and you're comfortable? Oh, since you sit on the board at
Mhm.
Forward Lawrence, I'm gonna make an assumption that they know this is coming.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, thank you for that, I
Sure.
appreciate that.
Sure.
All righty, may I have a motion for proposed resolution 92?
So moved.
I will second. Any other comments? Hearing none, I'll ask Vanessa to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thanks, Vanessa. Item 3, Amy, if you'd like to come forward, please. This is under the heading of planning, and we have with us our very capable planning
Yes.
director, Amy McKinney. Amy, this involves the Community Development Block Grant COVID discretionary round 3, but I'm gonna let you fill us in on all the details.
So this is replacing, we acted on this last week, but then after you approved it, I went back and Jennifer and I reviewed it, and there were some additional funds we needed to transfer. So what we're doing under the CDBG discretionary round 3 is we are basically doing a revision to the contract, which is deleting our admin activity, increasing the public facilities by an additional $21,000. Last week we increased it by additional like $60-some thousand, but we added an additional 21,000. The IDIS activity that we're decreasing is the public service, which is the teams, because it'll basically, we're still funding them through the end of the contract. We just need some additional funds under the public facilities project. So it's a revision to the contract. And once the revision's approved by you guys, I'll send it to our grant manager for approval, and we will make the adjustment to the contract.
You referenced Jennifer, who I assume is Jennifer Elliott at
Yes.
LCAP,
Yes.
with whom you work very closely. You may have said it, forgive me if it went over my head. Tell us what IDIS stands for, if you
It's
can
the
remember.
integrated disbursement information system.
Okay.
That's the software program that we use with, for our CDBG program, when we do our reporting, our draws, when we draw down the funds. So that's the form, the website we use for HUD.
Thank you. Let me see if Commissioner Spielvogel has any questions.
No questions.
Well, you're recommending that we move forward, is
Yes,
that right?
please. Yes,
Okay, this is proposed resolution 93. I can entertain a motion.
So moved.
I will second. Any further comments or discussion? I'll ask Vanessa to call the roll, please.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Amy, as always.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Proposed resolution 94. This is a budget amendment pertaining to the district attorney's office. They have received unanticipated revenue from the Drug Enforcement Administration, and it's earmarked for task force officers. And that dollar amount is, for that particular line item, is an increase of $18,000. The resolution goes on to then earmark those $18,000 to the district attorney's overtime general expense line item, again, by that same amount, 18,000 in and 18,000 then moved to the appropriate line item. Loretta, any thoughts or concerns?
None at all.
Okay, you're comfortable with moving
Yes.
forward? I could take a motion then, please.
So moved.
I'll second. If there is no other discussion, I'll ask Vanessa to call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Vanessa. Proposed resolution 95 is a budget transfer also pertaining to the district attorney's office. We're making a couple of adjustments under the district attorney's salary. We're needing to take $1,647 from the commissioner's contingency towards the salary. The district attorney's salary is actually paid in part by the Commonwealth. It's split between the Commonwealth and the county. And this past year, at the state level, judges and state legislators, and in this case, the district attorney, all received a cost of living adjustment. And we've had to account for that in that line item. And that amount, if I didn't say it already, is $1,647 that we're transferring from the commissioner's contingency into the DA salary line item. Also, under vehicles, we're from vehicles in the district attorney's office, we're taking $5,436 and applying that to the vehicle expense line item. Loretta, do you have any concerns or questions?
No, I do not.
Okay, thank you. A motion would be in order if you are so willing.
So moved.
For 95, thank you. I will second and ask for a roll call, please.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We've had on the table for quite some time a proposed resolution from last year, 141. And I believe Mr. Boyd had introduced that.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to leave it there or if you, whatever your thoughts might be. I'm trying to recall specifically what it did. I don't have the resolution in front of me. And I think it provided some stipulations for our relationship or our role that we have in
Right.
allocating money to them. But
Right.
I'll be honest with you, it's been on there for so long, I'm drawing a little bit of a blank.
I don't know. I know that we there was never a motion to move it off the table. It remained.
That's
I
right.
mean, if we want to leave it, we can leave it. If we want to remove it completely, I'm not in any way, shape, or form wanting to not designate any monies to the Economic Development Corporation.
Over and above what we do.
Right.
You know what, the only thing, I guess I'd want to see the original resolution.
Then we can, let's wait on that
It
until our
had
next
something to
meeting.
do with what you said though, and Joe, in regards to, for some reason, correct me if I'm wrong, Commissioner Boyd said with the way we were allocating funds to economic development was not legal? Or there's something, the way you're right though, it had to do with something the way you guys were allocating funds.
They had three amendments to
Yeah.
it. You want me to run up and get it?
No,
No, we'll wait
we,
until we come back because now I'm thinking, but I'm a bit more confused with it.
I'd like to read the entire
Let's do
resolution.
that,
We'll wait,
right.
if you're willing to wait.
Yes, let's do that
Okay.
because I agree with you. I can't specifically remember
Yeah.
what we were doing with it.
Okay, it'll stay on the table for now.
Yes.
Okey-doke, thank you all. We have no ordinances for consideration. I will note under announcements that we do not have a commissioners meeting next Tuesday, which we normally would. Next week is the annual spring conference of the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania. It actually starts on Sunday morning and it runs through Tuesday early afternoon. Commissioner Spielvogel and I right now sit on the board of directors of that organization. So we will be attending this conference in Dauphin County. So accordingly, there is no commissioners meeting 1 week from today, but 2 weeks from today, we will reassemble here at 10 o'clock and that meeting is open to the public. I also want to remind everybody that at 11 o'clock this morning, also open to the public, is a salary board meeting that has been appropriately advertised in the paper. There are two departments with whom we will be talking, domestic relations and the sheriff's office, for a couple of proposals that they have. Item C, I'm going to defer to Commissioner Spielvogel.
There will not be a prison board meeting tomorrow. There will not.
So no prison board
No
meeting
prison
tomorrow.
board meeting.
And the reason I deferred is that Commissioner Spielvogel chairs that board. So thank you very
Sure.
much, Loretta.
Sure.
I'll open the floor for public comments. I'll
See
make,
no hands.
I will observe that if Morgan had been here, this meeting would have been over 15 minutes ago. He ran things at a real good pace. Forgive me for being a little more methodical,
Fine.
but I always admired Morgan's ability to sit through a meeting. But being a little older, I'm a little slower. So thank you for your indulgence. Closing comments, Commissioner Spielvogel.
Nothing.
Joe, anything, or Vanessa, anything we've overlooked?
No.
All righty, and Amy, we always appreciate your being
Yes.
here. Thanks, everybody, and with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting, please.
So moved.
I will second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Don't trip over each other leaving.
Let's see.
Um,
salary board separate